Okay, so this is Peter the Clairvoyant here, and I'm doing a astrology reading now for Scorpio for May 2018. And I just feel so for you, Scorpio, now. So there's some big major changes coming up, and to a point, it's all in your capable hands now to push these thoughts and ideas forward. But sometimes it's like you've got a bit of a battle going on up here. It's like stuff's going round and round in your head, and you're not really letting it unwind and flow. And then sometimes it feels like you're taking on too much. So you've got to start choosing wisely now about what you want, where you're heading, especially when it's to do with work and career. It's like sometimes it feels I'm working quite hard and I'm getting me just rewards. So you need to make sure things are really working for you now the way you want them to. But on the other side of things, I have got your beautiful star card here coming right in the centre. So this is all about your wishes and dreams now and hopes for the future. And it's like things are kind of getting there, but it just feels as though sometimes things aren't always easy or simple or straightforward. And I can see a lot of things playing in your mind, but it's like it feels as though you're not saying anything. It's like you're keeping quiet. And then sometimes you're feeling a bit let down with certain things. But again, you're keeping quiet, you're not saying anything. So it's like you're trying to figure out what you want, where you're going, but then it's a bit of a battle in your head as if to say, what do you do about it? It's almost like it feels like you're kind of plodding along at the moment. And I always say plodding along is not a bad thing, except you need to move forward. And it just feels though life just seems to be a little bit kind of up and down at the moment. It's like it's neither bad nor good. So I always say that's not a bad place to be, but you just need to decide where you're going long term. So good things are coming for you because in a sense you have got, some really positive things coming out to you. But it's like I just feel like everything seems in limbo. So like I say, neither good nor bad. And I can see some of you connecting with somebody that's a bit cold of the motions, like not showing the thoughts and feelings very easily. And it just feels though a lot of things are kind of weighing them down as well. So it's like it just feels though, we're kind of both sort of almost like plodding along a little bit. And it's like we need to make some wise, positive choices now about what we're all doing and where we're all going. But it's like things aren't being said. But I also feel, so in a sense, we're also going through what I call a bit of a healing process, where it just feels that things haven't been easy. We've had a difficult time. We're kind of coming through it. We're kind of getting there. But sometimes it just feels that you can be so deep, you're not sort of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. You're just seeing things as they are, not where they could be going. So it's like you're making things a bit more complicated sometimes than what they actually are. But I'm not saying things aren't complicated, but some things are less complicated than what you think they are, and some things aren't. Some things are, some things aren't. So it's all a bit sort of like that. Career wise, I feel like you're going to keep doing what you're doing. You've kind of started some new things. You could be starting some new things as well, but it's okay. But it just feels like you've got to be careful now. It's things aren't tying you out too much because it's like we've just got you feeling a bit tired, a bit drained at times. So yes, get on with work. Yes, enjoy your work, but make sure it's not tying you out because it just feels like you've got to keep an eye on sleep patterns. It feels like sometimes I'm not sleeping properly. When it comes to relationships, it's like it just feels though there is a calming down period. This is what I sense. Things will get easier as time goes by. But it just feels though 1 minute I'm happy, 1 minute I'm not happy. But then again, I just get the feeling things aren't being said neither. So it's all a bit sort of tricky. But again, it's neither negative or not negative. It's like it's all a bit, again, in this middle kind of period. And it just feels though, I know May isn't like in the middle of the year, but I do feel like some of the things that you could focus on and decide you're doing could start to implicate what happens in June. And June is in the middle of the year. So, in a sense, it's like whatever you do now is having a bit of an impact on where you're going for the rest of the year. Because it's like we're halfway through this year, more or less. Where's the rest of the year going? So I just feel as though it's all very complicated, but we just seem to be focused on work, building things up, and getting ourselves sorted. And in a sense, that's the right thing to do. But I do feel as we start to move forward, we've got to get other aspects of our life sorted out that just aren't sorted. So, yeah. Health wise, Watch your middle back aching, watch hands and wrists, keep an eye on your back, watch your sleep patterns, and maybe keep an eye on your left knee playing up. So it's just a couple little niggly things there that I feel so you've got to keep an eye on. Money-wise isn't negative. It's just a bit up and down. It's like everything's neither good nor bad. You're a bit in the middle of it all, but I do feel as though money and finances can be building up as you move forward. So I just feel that don't be worrying about money now. We've just got to try and look after what we've got and be wise with it. But I just feel as though money is going to be building up. And I just feel as though, and that's good. And I also feel as time goes by, I can see us connecting more with overseas. Overseas seems to be coming in quite strong. And I just feel as though that's going to gradually kind of build up around you. So I just feel as though don't look at life as negative as it feels, and don't put a downer on it, because I feel that the more you do that, it just makes everything else look negative. Because sometimes you're looking at things negative, you may be putting a bright sort of face on it or a positive face on it all, but you're looking very negative about things. So when as you look at put negative about things, it makes everything else look negative, and this is what the problem is. And as you're connecting with relationships, they're trying to uplift everything. You're looking at things on a bit of a pessimistic way, and it's not good. So you've got to try and think more optimistically. And the more you can do that, the more you'll create the optimism. You start looking at things negatively, the negative will come in. Start thinking optimistically, things will get that way. I mean, at the end of the day, look, here's your lovely star card. Here's your victory card. So there is a lot of things coming in, and it's gradually getting there. But I just feel so you've got to be careful now on the decisions and the choices and the way you act as you move forward, because you could be having an impact on people that you connect with and you don't realise it. And if you're not careful, you could rock that boat to a point where you feel so, hey, oh, I can't tip it back. It's like I've done it, it's too late. And sometimes you might not even realise that you're tipping the boat. So you've got to be very careful now what you're doing, because the choices and the actions that you take have a ripple effect. And I'm not saying you're doing it deliberately, but you've got your little ways. And those little ways could really upset the apple cart, because things are changing and you don't see it, but they are. And I feel as though things are getting better and things have become a lot better, but you just don't see it. You look too pessimistically. You don't see how far you've come. And that's the problem. Whereas other people around you see, oh my God, this is so much better, so much different, but like I've got that bit more to do. So it's like somebody around just looking at you, looking at it all positively, but you're looking at it pessimistically. And when you're looking at things pessimistically, it's like you're putting the pressure on with the person who's trying to look at it all positively. So, yeah, be careful. Right, let's have a look at your angels. Let's see what these are saying. Right, so you've got to accept yourself for who you are and what you are. A couple of things to do with family that have got to be sorted out. And daydream. And all this means is if you've got any kind of voice or concerns, just go to bed in a quiet, receptive state. And ask your angels to come to you to help guide you and protect you. One thing I haven't mentioned is if you are in a relationship, like I say, you need to start communicating, and that needs sorting out. If you're not in a relationship, I just get the feeling now you've got this bubbliness side and you've got a pessimistic side, and it's like they're pulling against each other, and the bubbliness needs to come down a level and the pessimistic needs to come down a level. And then it's like we meet each other halfway. And then as that starts to happen, it's like you look at things better. And I just feel so, and if you are single, I just feel as though you've just got to, not like change, but just look at things slightly different, the way you connect with people. Because some of you Scorpios can be very outgoing and you need to calm that down a little bit. And then some of you can be a bit depressive and you need to go more on the bubbliness. So there's this like two scales of you, And these two scales need to come more like this. And maybe, there is the tendency for both of you to, to sort of be in that kind of way. And it needs more leveling, where at the moment it's more that. And then people can't cope and connect with you. Whereas it comes more level with the, oh, I'm not looking at things quite so confidently, or my bubbliness needs to come down a level so people can connect with me better. Then that would be a good thing. And that's your key. That's your key to finding happiness. So it's not that you can't find anybody, it's about getting people to connect with you. And at the moment I feel so some of you are not connecting. I'm not saying it's all of you, but some of you. So I hope all that makes sense to you, and I wish you all the best. So if you want a private reading with me, please do connect with me through Peter the Clairvoyant on Facebook or my website .co.uk. Thank you.